Hello, good morning, Year 2. It is Friday and it's the 5th of June 2020, and we are on day 5 of looking at measurement. Okay, here's our keywords. We've got length, height, width, centimetres, metres, longer, shorter, meet, stick, compare, distance. Now, yesterday you got your toys or your teddies and you ordered them into either shortest to tallest, tallest to shortest, based on how long they are in centimetres. Today we're going to be moving on to using the four operations with lengths. Now the four operations, what does that mean? Four operations. So that means using adding, subtracting, timesing, and dividing. So we have learned those four operations: adding, subtracting, timesing or multiplying, and dividing. Okay, so we're going to use that to help us with comparing some of these lengths today. Okay, we've got a video to watch here. It's all about dinosaurs. So if you're into dinosaurs, then you will love watching this.
Four operations with lengths today. But first of all, here are two dinosaurs. Have a look. What do you notice? Because so much of maths is about looking and noticing, first of all, before we do any calculating or any measuring or anything. Just looking and noticing. Did you notice that we've got a Stegosaurus and a Tyrannosaurus Rex? And actually, the Stegosaurus would have been extinct 80 million years before the Tyrannosaurus Rex came along. So these two dinosaurs never would have met each other like they are today. Did you notice some mathsy things, maybe about the length of them? So our Stegosaurus is longer than our Tyrannosaurus Rex. The height, that's quite interesting. In this picture, they look quite similar heights. Did you notice that the Stegosaurus is a herbivore? Maybe you know that already. And we can see the Tyrannosaurus Rex's tooth there, which maybe tells us that it's a carnivore. It's quite difficult to test out any of our theories while the dinosaurs are where they are. I want to know which one is taller or which one is longer. And that's really tricky to do while they're like that. So what I'm going to do is draw a line and measure our Stegosaurus. So I measure the Stegosaurus and he is 12 centimetres long. And I'm going to do the same for our Tyrannosaurus Rex. And she is 7 centimetres long. This tells me a little bit about our two dinosaurs. And I can find out other things now. I can find out how much longer the Stegosaurus is than the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I can find out how much shorter the Tyrannosaurus Rex is than the Stegosaurus. But it's not clear just by looking. So to remove the dinosaurs, so I stop thinking about dinosaurs and think about the maths, I'm going to draw a bar instead. So here's my bar around my Stegosaurus and around my Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I've labelled my bars S for Stegosaurus and T for Tyrannosaurus Rex. And inside, I've put their lengths. So we've got 12 and 7. Here's Alex. And she's made her bar model out of strips of paper. Now that's really interesting because that's where bar modelling originally came from. They were called strip diagrams, and the strips of paper would represent the values, just like we've got here today. The really good thing about Alex's pieces of paper is that she can move them around, like this. That's so much clearer. So now when I ask the question, what do you notice? It's really clear that the Stegosaurus is much longer than the Tyrannosaurus Rex. and that the Tyrannosaurus rex is just over half the length of the Stegosaurus. Lots of things to notice now. Alex colours in her strips to make them easier to identify. And now there are lots of things that we can find out. For example, the difference in lengths, which is this space here. Finding the difference is one of the three types of subtraction. So if we want to know how much shorter the Tyrannosaurus rex is, or how much longer the Stegosaurus is, then the bar model helps us to do that. Because we can see our Stegosaurus is 12, and if we subtract 7 from 12, then it will tell us the difference between 12 and 7. So our calculation would be 12 subtract 7. That's how we find the difference. This strip diagram doesn't just help with finding the difference though. We can move our Tyrannosaurus rex next to our Stegosaurus, and this now will tell us how to calculate how long both dinosaurs are together. So we've got 12 and we've got 7. So our calculation will be 12 plus 7. Lots of things we can do with our strip diagrams or our bar models. Pause the video here and have a go at question.
Okay, we're going to ignore that day.
Now, we've got our 3 dinosaurs for us now. We've got our Brachiosaurus, our Stegosaurus, and a Tyrannosaurus rex. But the Tyrannosaurus rex isn't coming yet. And not because it would eat one of those dinosaurs, because it wasn't alive when those dinosaurs were alive. We know that from earlier. What we're thinking about is the height of the dinosaurs, how tall they are. The Brachiosaurus could grow to 15 metres tall. The Stegosaurus was much smaller. That could grow to 3 metres tall. And we're not sure how tall, at the moment, the Tyrannosaurus rex is going to be. I do know, though, it is taller than a Stegosaurus, so taller than 3 metres, and shorter or smaller than a Brachiosaurus, so smaller than 15 metres. So how tall could it be? If you've got some dinosaurs at home, you might like to get them out, and you could measure them. You could get a really small one, and a really tall one, and then one that's somewhere in the middle, and maybe ask somebody in your house, how tall do you think it could be? Got to be taller than 3 metres, but shorter than 15 metres. Look, here comes a T-Rex now. Could be anything from 3 metres to 15 metres. Small or large. Well, actually, the Tyrannosaurus rex was about 5 metres tall. And if we look at our strips, we can see there's one that's 3 metres, and here's one that's 15 metres. And then our Tyrannosaurus rex is going to go in the middle, more than 3 metres, but less than 15 metres. And actually, our Tyrannosaurus rex is 5 metres. It's a really nice way to look at it. Why not get some of your dinosaurs or other animals out and see how tall or small they are?
Okay, so using dinosaurs to help with measuring is really fun. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to complete the quiz for activity 1, and then activity 2 is a little bit more practical. I'd like you to measure your foot so you can draw around it, or you can measure it with a ruler, and measure it with centimetres, and then find something that is half the size as your foot. So let's think about half the size. If we're finding half of something, we know that we need to divide it by 2. So half of the size of your foot. So say if your foot was 10 centimetres long, we know that half of 10 So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So you'd need to find something that is 5 centimetres long. So you'll need to measure items to find something that is half the size of your foot. Okay, here's what a good one looks like. This is Miss Stearman's foot. Okay, my foot was 24 centimetres, a little bit longer, but 24 centimetres. So I had to find what half of 24 is. So half of 20 is 10, and then half of 4 is 2. So 10 add 4 equals, 10 add 2, half of 20 is 10, half of 4 is 2, 10 add 2 is 12. So I had to find something that was 12 centimetres. And this is a rubber duck that was 12 centimetres. Okay, have fun measuring, and I cannot wait to see your pictures and your results for your quizzes. Okay, good luck.